Sam has this thing he does. I noticed it a few weeks ago, but I've been collecting data like it's my own private anthropology project. I was in hyper observation mode, trying to learn the quiet grammar of him to see if I could understand his language without needing a public disaster as a translator, and that's when I spotted it. We'll be watching a movie, something with subtitles he's actually reading, and when a character says something poignant or stupid, his right thumb sweeps slowly along the side of his left index finger, a single deliberate pass from the knuckle down to the tip. Not a nervous tap, a full, thoughtful stroke. I saw him do it in the library quad, listening to a friend vent about a professor. His eyes were locked, he was nodding, but his thumb was moving on his finger, back and forth, like he was absorbing the frantic energy and smoothing it out against his own skin. He did it once while asleep, when I was reading late. A slow, sleepy sweep that made me hold my breath. It was his tell, his absolute non negotiable sign of calm. Not the absence of thought, but the presence of a deep, focused engagement, a way of touching himself to ground himself in his own body. I found it mesmerizing, this tiny, repetitive lighthouse signal in the fog of everything else. I started to covet it, not in a weird way, but in a way that made me wish I had a tell that elegant. My calm was usually just passing out. Sam's was a ritual. Then came the night of the dead laptop. My ancient device chose the zenith of my research paper crisis to emit a final, pitiful whine and go black. I didn't just groan, I slumped forward onto the keyboard in a full, performative tragedy. It's gone. I've lost everything. My academic life is over. Sam, who had been writing code at my desk with baffling concentration, just slowly swiveled the chair. He didn't offer tech support. He didn't give a pep talk. He studied my face for a long second, his own face unreadable. Then he simply held out his hand, palm up. Come here. It wasn't a question. I unwound myself from my despair and went over. He pulled me onto his lap, his arms folding around my middle, his chin finding its familiar spot on my shoulder. He resettled, his chest against my back. His right hand came to rest, covering mine on the cluttered desk. His fingers laced through mine. And then I felt it. That same, slow, sweeping stroke. But the geography was all wrong. His thumb wasn't moving along his own finger. It was moving along the back of my hand. The same rhythm, the same deliberate grounding pressure. Down from my knuckles, a smooth pass to the middle of my hand and back again. He was grounding himself, but the circuit was different now. I was inside it. The panic about the paper, the echo of Leo's music down the hall, the sheer weight of overdue everything, it all compressed into a low, distant hum under the metronome of his thumb. My breathing, which had been shallow and fast, began to slow, sinking with each stroke. He didn't explain it. He probably doesn't even have a conscious word for it. That's Sam's language. It's not declarative, it's tactile. A private physical syntax where a subject, I, and an object, you, can be connected by the verb of a single touch. It meant, I am here, you are here, therefore, we are steady. I closed my eyes. The dead laptop was still a corpse on the desk. The paper was still unwritten. But in that moment, I was the most solid, anchored thing in the entire breathing, chaotic dorm. My chaos had been invited into as calm, not silenced by it, but harmonized with it. Later, in the dark, with my back to his chest, I felt his hand settle over my heart. And after a minute, the thumb began its slow, familiar sweep against the cotton of my shirt. This time, I covered his hand with my own, holding it there. I finally understood. His calm wasn't a fortress he retreated into. It was a current, and he had just given me the connection to tap into it. His love isn't a performance you watch. It's a rhythm you learn to feel, a signal you learn to recognize in the noise, a silent pulse that says, against all evidence, everything is all right now.